Hi everyone and welcome to our English lesson on Friday the 22nd of January 2021. So moving away from learning our instructions, we are now moving into learning about non-chronological reports. So our learning objective for today is, can I understand what a non-chronological report is? So, a non-chronological report is a piece of text that isn't written in time order. They tend to be non-fiction and they give information on subjects or events. The purpose, what is the reason? So why do we have non-chronological reports? So non-chronological reports don't have to be read in any order. They aim to give us information on a topic. They are written to give other people information as well. They are useful for studying things that we don't know a lot about. They are often written in paragraphs. They contain an introduction, a main body, and a final paragraph. And the reports contain specific features, which we will be learning about in Monday's lesson. So let's look at some examples of non-chronological reports, because it's easy for me to say what it is, but let's actually see what they look like. So here is a non-chronological report of somebody called Thomas Alva Edison. And you can see carefully how it's laid out. So you might want to pause the screen, or you can keep it playing as I'm going to be talking. And it just gives you some information about who he was. So his name was Thomas Alva Edison, when he was born and when he died. It tells you what he invented. So he invented the electric bulb, he invented the phonograph, he invented motion picture camera. It has a little bit of information about his school days, a bit about his life, the fact that he was a mathematical genius, and some more information is now given. But all of the information that's given provides you an understanding of this person, but it isn't in a specific order. Here is another chronological report on castle defences. So this chronological report talks about castles, why they were built, were they built for an attack, what weapons were used to attack castles, because they're such big buildings. So if you have a think about Windsor Castle, what weapons would be used to attack Windsor Castle? It also gives some information on what was a moat, or what is a moat, and a little box underneath which says, did you know? So it says, did you know some castles were built on the sides of cliffs? This was so that the Lord could protect his land from enemies coming from across the sea. And here we have another example of a chronological report. This chronological report is talking about pandas. So it tells you a bit of information about pandas, what do pandas look like, what do pandas eat, what do pandas do, and a did you know box. So you could really have a read of this chronological report and take any information from this report in any order that you like. So let's have a think, and you can always go back and have a look at them and pause the video. What do you notice about the chronological reports you have now seen? In the next lesson, like I said before, we're going to be going over the features, so what's included in a non-chronological report. Let's have a look at our new text map, because our new text map is all about Boudica, but it's based on a non-chronological report about Boudica. So I'm just going to make the screen a little bit smaller. Okay, great. So here is our new text map, and it's a non-chronological report text map. Boudica, queen of the Iceni tribe. Have you ever wondered what makes a good leader? Read on to find out more about a famous leader who led her tribe in a rebellion against the Roman Empire. Who was Boudica? Boudica was the joint ruler of the British Iceni tribe who lived in a region of Britain now known as East Anglia with her husband, Prasutagus. Under Roman law, Boudica, as a woman, had no right to inherit her husband's property. Prasutagus hoped to safeguard Boudica's position by making an agreement to leave half of his property to Rome. In 59 or 60 AD, Prasutagus died. When Boudica attempted to defy the Romans who had come to seize her property, they had beaten her and attacked her daughters. So, physical characteristics. Boudica was a very tall woman with a mass of long red hair. She had fierce eyes and a harsh voice. Boudica was a lady who was noticed. Boudica's army. Boudica rose up and staged a rebellion against the Romans. She brought together tribes to fight against the Romans and tried to force them out of Britain. Boudica led many attacks against the Roman army and Roman villages. Her army greatly outnumbered that of the Romans. It was in her final battle that Boudica met with defeat. Although her army was large, they were not as skilled and as organized as the Roman army. Boudica exemplified a great leader. She was fierce, brave, and fought for what was right. So here are some fast facts. Well, when she was born in Britannia. She died in 60 C or 61 AD. Other names, Boudica, Badug. Her occupation was the queen of the Iceni tribe. Her spouse, meaning her partner, was Prasutagus. And a did you know box. The name Boudica means Victoria or victory. So, whilst understanding that we have a text map, we also need to understand some of the key words which are coming up in this text map. So, here are some of our key vocabulary for this topic on non-chronological reports. So, we have battle, rebellion, attack, defeat, Romans, agreement, East Anglia, and Iceni. So, let's go and see if we can find out what they mean. So a battle is a fight between two groups or a fight to struggle against each other. Rebellion is to fight against the rules or disobey authority, to rebel, to go against something. Attack means to hurt someone or to cause harm. Defeat is to win against someone or to beat someone. The Romans were an empire that invaded England in 43 AD. Agreement means to come to an understanding. East Anglia, where Boudica and her family lived. Iceni, the Celtic tribe led by King Prasutagus and then Boudica. Boudica herself was the queen of the Iceni tribe. Prasutagus was the husband of Boudica and the ruler of the Iceni tribe. So here are your tasks for today's English lesson. Your first task is to complete the sentences given using the vocabulary words we have just defined. So you might want to go back and write down all the vocabulary words in this topic, which will then help you to answer these questions here. I'm just going to try and move them down and make them a little bit larger for you to see. Okay, so you've got 5 different sentences to answer. Task number 2 is to create your own definitions of the meanings of the words in a way that will help you to remember them. So you might want to use, which is actually in the third task, you might want to create your own definitions of the words, create a new sentence to include the vocabulary words. Sorry, go back to task number 2. So create your own definitions of the meanings of the words. So like what we often do in Wonder classes, we find the definition out, write it in our own words and put a symbol next to it to help us remember exactly what that word is. Once you have created your own definitions, you can create sentences to include the vocabulary words. That would be your extension task if you would like to complete that. So that's all from me today in our English lesson. I hope you enjoyed carrying out these activities, and I think learning about non-chronological reports will be really exciting because they come as a big range of non-chronological reports and you can really write about anything. So that's all from me today. I will see you in the next lesson. Bye, everyone.